So we kickstart the day 3 of our session. So it's presented to you by DigiGrad. So can you hear me now, right?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. So it's presented to you by DigiGrad, online learning institute to train the future digital marketers and entrepreneurs in India, and also by Shopify, the leading omnichannel e-commerce platform, and Paytm, India's leading all-in-one payment solution, Fikiflow and Flow Bangalore, an all-India forum for women representing over 8,000 women entrepreneurs. So you've been with us for the past 1 week. So last weekend, Raul, the co-founder of Nicobar, he explained to you about the basics of brand development, and followed by that, you had a session with Sunil, um, who introduced you to the world of digital and e-commerce. So we also had speakers from Shopify and Paytm, who taught you about how to quickly build your online store and tips to follow while building your online store. So a lot of you have been asking about the recordings of the sessions. So we will share the recordings once the session, all the 6 session is over. Okay. Yeah. So today we will be
Wow.
uh,
Regarding
today
this
we will
only.
be learn. I request you all to please mute yourself. So today we will be learning about how to market your brand and different digital growth and advertising strategies that you should follow. So just a little housekeeping before we get started. So if you have any questions during the session, you can post them in the chat window. So we will have a separate Q&A session at the end of the session. So, quick sound check for all. Can you all hear me? And if you're not, you can drop a text in the chat box. So we'll try to fix the same. Okay, great. So without any further delay, we will start our session. Hi, Sundar. Thank you for joining us today. So give a little brief about yourself, and please walk us through the digital strategies.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you and your family are safe during these tough times, and hopefully we'll be getting through, soon, better way. And to get started, like I'm Sundar, I'm AVP of digital media and paid analytics for Social Beat, and I have over like 5 to 6 years experience in digital marketing. And I have been working with multiple brands across all verticals, and I'll be helping you through understanding of what all digital advertising strategies for e-commerce and how you can succeed online. Yeah. So let's get started. E-commerce ads, there are multiple places, not like opportunities for you to advertise on. So one is like Google Ads, Facebook, marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart, OTTs also you can use like a Hotstar, and the email, SMS, etc. So you can explore all these. Google shopping ads. So let us, as you know, let's start with Google. So even if you want to purchase something, where do you go? You go to Google first, right? You go to Google search for a particular product, and then you go and check it out from multiple portals. Where is the best deal? What is the best price of is being offered? And then finally, like if it suits your needs and if it suits your budget, then definitely you'll go and make a purchase, right? So Google, in that way, being an intent-based platform. I'm reiterating again, it is an intent-based platform. So it is extremely important for you to like definitely explore Google shopping ads, and it will definitely help you scale really well. So let us understand like what is Google shopping ads, right? You can see here baby romper. The example, people are not when we search for baby romper, there are no few products which has been shown here. So let us see a real-time example as well now. So what do we search for? Let us search for earrings for not like for girls or something like that. Let us see. You can see here gold earring, and then like diamond earrings. Like there are multiple like earrings being shown here. So this is called shopping ads, product listing ads or shopping ads. So what happens is exact product image, what is the product title, what is the price point, and which brand is offering. So every single point you will be able to see here. Like Carrot Lane. is offering this, and everything is by CaratLane only actually. So you can see here, and also Tanishq is also running ads. This is called search ads. Even like apart from shopping ads, even search ad is also one of the ways where people actually try to make a purchase, bring the customers, educate about the products, and then see how well they can succeed by getting the customers with them compared to competitors. How well they can actually poach from others. So this is one of the ways. This is called a shopping ad. So shopping ad, as you saw, is a visual, cost effective, and it is also measurable. You know how much you're spending on which products and what is the response for the particular product. And you can also segregated top sellers and not so great sellers, and then see for those what you can do. There are multiple ways. You can always measure and use the data. Data is extremely crucial. That data you can use that, come up with a plan, and then see how to make those products also uh, interesting for the customers. And why shopping ads? Shoppers are more likely to make a purchase when shoppers are better informed prior to opening an ad. So do you guys agree that when they understand, for example, what did I do? I searched for earrings for girls, right? I just searched for earrings for girls. What kind of results actually showed me? Gold, diamond, and all. I didn't even click that ad, right? Only when I click it, I'll be charged. That is one you have to understand. And because I know that I'm not looking for gold. Did I search for gold? No, but I was shown gold and diamond earrings. Definitely, I don't have the money, and I'm not the TG also. So if that is the case, I will never click it. This is one of the ways where shopping ads are more beneficial and effective as well, because you are providing the information which the customers can understand it's whether it's the right one or not, and they can take better informed decisions whether they have to come to you or not come to you. So in this way, you are it is a very useful, beneficial tool for us. And also it helps in presenting visual product-based ads on google.com and assist users for looking for specific items. They're looking for specific items, you can show the specific items to them as well. And when it comes to shopping ads, no need to write any ads or choose keywords. Unlike at least on search campaigns, you will be bidding on a particular keyword. When someone is looking for earrings, then you will bid on the earring keyword and then show your ads. But when it comes to shopping, there is no keyword choosing. There is no ad copies you write. What you do is just upload a feed. Okay, the feed. What is a feed? I will walk you through what is a feed shortly. So all you have to do is provide the product title, product description, and information, more information about the products, which category, and what shipping options, every single point about the product. You just add it to an Excel sheet or make it automated and then feed into the Google. Automatically, based on all the information, Google will choose the right audiences and based on the right query, and it will show. That's how it works. And also measure success with online and offline conversion tracking as well. So yeah. So for getting started on Google Shopping ads, there is something called Merchant Center is required. Okay, it's for free. Open a free Merchant Center account. Here, the link is available. google.com/merchants. If you go there, you can do it. There are multiple ways. You can set it up. It's a straightforward. You can sign up for the Merchant Center account. Okay, let us understand what is Google Merchant Center. Google Merchant Center is a single online dashboard where online businesses manage their. Basically, it's a dashboard, right? It's a tool which allows you to upload all your product information. I'm reiterating again, Merchant Center is a tool where you upload all the products which you are planning to advertise on that particular tool, and that tool will be connecting with Google Ads. Okay, this will act as a connector between your website and your this one on your Google Ads. So it acts as an intermediator where there are two ways to do it. Either you manually upload all the product information, or you use automated options. So there are multiple. Shopify also provides lots of options to automate the information which is being pulled from the website. Automatically, the price, every single option is available from the website. It can be pulled. There's apps. Shopify apps are available. So Google Merchant Center feed update app. There are multiple options are available. If you choose one of it, what it does is Merchant Center pulls all the information from the website about the product and then pass it on to Google Ads. That's how it is. So whatever information about the product, either you can manually upload it, or You can only use automated ways to actually pull from the website and then show it, pass it on Google Ads. Then Google Ads, based off the information which it is picking up from the merchant center, then only delivers the ads to the audiences. Without merchant center, you can't run shopping ads. That is extremely important to understand. And what is the benefits of a Google Merchant Center, you may ask? Without Google Merchant Center, your products will not appear on shopping. You are not eligible. As simple as that. You cannot create product ads at all. You can't do anything without a Merchant Center. How does a Merchant Center works, right? So you can see here an example as shown here. That's how the Merchant Center will be looking like, right? First, what you need is you will need a Google account. Obviously, like this is a Google product. For using any Google products, you need to sign up with Google. Once you sign up with Google with your email ID, then definitely you will be able to create a Merchant Center account. Right. Next step is to update your store information. It's a straightforward process. Provide your store information as and when whatever in the field is required. You provide that, and then also you have to provide the product feed, which I'll be working shortly. So there are, when you provide a feed, there are multiple attributes which is unique. For example, product ID should be unique. You have to make sure that it is unique, and then product title, link to the website, what is the price, and what link to that image of the product, and then description, what is a product category. Every single information should be passed on to Google Merchant Center, right? So you can either once you set up the feed, you can once the feed is set up, then you have to submit it. You have to understand that once setting up the feed, you have to submit it to Google Merchant Center. Google Merchant Center will review it, and then it will start delivering. And there are you can either do it or manually by using Google Sheets, or you can also set up content API feed and make it automated. You can ask your web developer to do it, so he will be able to do it for you. So this is how it will be looking. So you can see here Google Merchant Center, like shopping, like how many products are active, how many products are got disapproved, how many products are pending approval, how many products are like you have to update the product information every 30 days once. If you set up or if you set up this one like a feed, like updation automatic, then you don't have to worry about it. The product's feed will not get expired. So this is how it will be coming after setting it up, after running ads. This is how the kind of information will be getting. So the idea, product image will come, product title will be there. This is hidden because this is it is like confidential information, so we can't show it. So product ID, what is the price, how many clicks we got, what is unpaid clicks, either condition is new or this one out of stock or in stock, status, whether it's eligible, online, country, English, etc. So this is how you can see here as well as you can see the performance of all your products in the Google Ads as well. Yeah. So let's see if anything related to Google Merchant Center. No, Google Merchant Center is only applicable to only Google Ads promotion. You can't do anything else. Okay. Dilip is asking, in Google Ads, I don't find a category for target men's shirt. I mean, apparel clothing, men's clothing. At least you can check and you put it at the level. Whatever level you have, you can add it. Illegal and all, like, it will not be allowed. Google will be verifying all the information you provide. Google Ads will work without a website, no. So for e-commerce business, a website is 100% mandatory. Yeah, search query, definitely admin has asked, is there any search query for a particular product? Yeah, from shopping ads, you can see what people have searched for and what kind of ads you are shown, and you can also add negative keywords similar to search campaigns and optimize the campaign. That is possible. Yes, bidding is option. It's available for us. I mean, yeah, the more you bid, the higher the first position you will be able to get from left to right. Yeah. So other questions I will be answering later. Shopify is a tool which to having set up, but again, people have to come to your website to purchase. So carrier and other stuff we'll be discussing later. Yeah. So yeah, let us continue. There are lots and lots of questions coming. So that and this one benefit of time, let us continue. So I'll be taking the questions later. So when it comes to shopping ads, there are multiple types of shopping ads are there, right? One is like product shopping ads. These are created based on the product data you submit to the merchant center, right? And showcase shopping ad, you know, like you'll create this Google ads by grouping related products together. For example, you know, like group of all the earrings together, it will come. So that will also be, that option is available. And local inventory ad is something, if at all, if you want, if you know, I'm a not like I'm a MacBook seller, and I am trying to advertise online, and I'm telling that you can purchase from the nearby Chroma store or Reliance Digital. I can also do that. So that option is also available for me to do that. Local inventory ads. So that when it comes to Google Shopping ads, there are multiple strategies, you know, hacks or something you can use. Like you can layer it with remarketing and then target like those already visited. If they're still searching for it, you can always bid higher for them. No, instead of bidding completely high for all audiences and making sure that you get the not like first left side slot, you can retarget, you know, bid higher for the ones who are already like, you know, aware of your brand. And also targets new visitors with similar audiences, similar to purchases is something you can use to target similar audiences as well and bid higher for them. And also use to leverage the customer match data. You can upload your own customers and also you can use that. You can also use geo targeting modifiers, like you can do radius targeting or specific cities or whatsoever it is. You can bid for particular cities and bid lower for, you know, a particular city. You can always play around so that, you know, like you get the best results out of the campaigns. And also you can see like what is the competitors doing and how far you are, you know, faring against your competitors as well, and then, you know, see what can be done. And showcase, you know, like reach more mobile shoppers with showcase shopping ads. If you use showcase shopping ads, definitely you should be able to, you know, like reach more users, because it will give you, you know, a group of products. It will be shown like collection of products and people can choose what they want. And also if you're promoting like free like 10% off or 20% off or free delivery or something, that I know you can sign up for promotions on Google. There's something called promotions on Merchant Center. There are multiple programs available. You can sign up for the ones which is relevant to you, and then can start offering the same. So this is what something we discussed now. So shopping ads, when someone's searching for buy shoes online, you can see that, you know, the shoe information is available here, right? So what is a not a brand name, what is the price, what is a, you know, like product name, etc. All available. Some even like provide customer reviews as well. So as I was telling earlier, it is extreme. No, you can't target keywords, right? Instead, you have to provide information about your product, a title, description, etc., and then you have to target them. That's what I was mentioning, isn't it? So for that, it's extremely important for us to optimize the products actually. So how do we do it? Is first of all, description affect the search impressions and also conversion rate. So if you have a description which is very short, it will give you higher conversion rate. And also if you have a
Sundar, are you with us? We can't hear you.
Is it audible now?
Yes.
Perfect. Great. Sorry, like I had power cut and I'm using my hotspot to and mobile connection to do it. Just a second. Perfect. So let's get started. I'll share my screen. I think my screen share is on or no. Let me share my screen and get started. Perfect. So extremely it is important for us to have the proper description in place, right? So let us assume these examples, right? The one product which has no information and the product with information. So do you even like try to go for this? No, you only go for the ones which is having like right information, because you might think that no, they're not even willing to provide proper information. Like now, why? That's why. And also, if they click it, like make sure that like a highlight the description highlights the product features. You can see here all the information, like the dry feed, like it keeps the feed dry. And then like more information on like grip provides, like slip resistant traction, all the USPs of the product, every single information is actually been provided in the description. So you have to highlight all the product features in the description, and like make sure that it is like communicated in the right way. And also please set the right expectations when someone is looking for suits. And then like if you provide suit, it should be like they had like have a proper suit, a traditional business suit in place. You can't have like like a random like images which is irrelevant to them. So also make sure that it's a traditional fit men's suit. So it's like like you have to gray color, you have to provide the right information. You can't be like or not a casual suit, not like like providing image of a casual suit with different information and all. Please set the right expectations. The gray color, this is the size, etc. And all. Please provide properly from which brand and all, because providing wrong information is going to only make it worse for you. People will start reporting and it won't work out. People know you will be getting lots of clicks, but you will never be able to get any sales out of it. Your money will only get wasted. I will explain to you like how to write the product, not like the title, description, etc. So that like since I don't write, there is no targeting with respect to keywords per se, isn't it? But I'm going to show you like the product the product information, how to write in a better way. Okay. So 145. So let us assume that I'm going to advertise for a product. It's an Ayurvedic. So there are three things which you have to consider. One is the brand name, next is the product type, and third is the who is it for catering to, right? So first one is brand name. As you can see here, brand name is particular brand name called Baidyanath, right? So that is what this is the title. Every single product should be having a title and description, isn't it? So for the title, I'm providing the brand name as Baidyanath, and then the product name. Brand name should always be the one which is getting started the first, followed by the product name. So brand name is Baidyanath, product name is Butter Glue. This is a particular product. And what is the product type? One of the best Ayurvedic medicine for obesity and weight loss. So this is for catering to obesity, weight loss, Ayurvedic medicine, right? And who is it for? To achieve a healthier, leaner body, right? So overall, this is how it will be coming. Baidyanath Medorhagogulu, one of the best Ayurvedic medicine for obesity, weight loss to achieve a healthier, leaner body. This is how we have to write. So by writing all these, Google, what it does is like it tries to pick up information that, okay, this particular product is an Ayurvedic medicine getting to weight loss. So somebody is searching for Ayurvedic medicine for weight loss or something like that, then it will show. So that's how Google picks up and shows. This is how you have to write. And coming to next one is dynamic retargeting. So what is dynamic retargeting? So you would have already come across multiple cases where you would have seen some ads on Amazon, and you will be seeing, you'll be scrolling through multiple products on Amazon, right? When you come out of the Amazon, the same set of 3 to 6 products are shown everywhere wherever you go. That is called dynamic retargeting. Basically, retargeting is nothing but like targeting or users who have already visited your website based on the tag. You have to make sure the retargeting tags are placed on the website. So based on this, Google collects information about the visitor and the kind of pages they're visiting, so that it will try to show only those those products, last seen products to the audiences. So when they see, what happens is when they click, they will be able to see the exact product name, product image, etc. When they click it, they will be landing on the exact product page. So that people will be like, okay, I've seen this, I haven't purchased. Maybe this is the time to purchase, and I can go add to cart and complete the checkout and make a purchase. So that is why dynamic retargeting is one of the powerful tools, which is something everyone has to definitely explore. And there's something called dynamic search ads. Let us assume a case, right? Amazon. Is it possible for Amazon with tons and tons of products to advertise online by bidding on multiple keywords? Absolutely impossible, right? For this scenario, there's something a particular product offering which Google provides. That is something called dynamic search ads. So how does dynamic search ads work? Basically, what you have to do is you can target with multiple options where ad headline and ad landing pages are automatically populated by Google, right? Ad headline and headline and ad landing page is automatically populated by Google based on the search query. Description alone you have to provide. So in this case, what you may ask, like, how Google will do, and which ad, what ad copy, how, on what basis it does, like that you may ask questions. Very, it's also an interesting question, important question as well, which even if someone hasn't thought about it, you have to ask this question to me. What happens is all your products are organically indexed on Google, right? Every single product, you will be optimizing the product for SEO purposes. Headline title, product title with the head product, page head, page title, page description, every single information you will be providing the right way and optimize the page, and you will be submitting, indexing it to Google for this one organic SEO purposes, isn't it? When you do that, what happens is, like, Google will index our entire website with every single page and what kind of page, what kind of information is provided, it is getting indexed and it will be saved on Google. When someone searches for it, like if you're not running dynamic search ads, it will get listed on either second position, third position, 10th position, or whichever position it may be, it will be listed. When you're running dynamic search ads, if you tell that no, you want to target this particular category on Google, like when you set it up, what happens is it will try to if the particular search query is related to the targeting with like product category which you're trying to advertise for, it will try to see if the particular product information is available on the website. If it is available, whatever organic search query results will be there, right? So that the exact title and then like the landing page will get bumped up as an ad, and description, whatever you provide, will get added. So you have to keep in mind that description should be like as broad as possible. As it should be catering to in the particular category, any specific, any product, like for example, free delivery, COD available, and then like all trusted products or whatever, like generic message should be provided. So you should not that is something you have to do, because like you don't know like which product is going to get matched with which description. So you should always have a best case practice to have a more of a generic kind of a description, so that Google will, when it adds, it doesn't look odd. That's the only idea. And there's something called smart shopping campaign. So we saw online shopping campaign where it is optimized based on the feed you provide, the feed, product title and product description you provide, and product title and product description do optimize for the keyword of the product which are offering for, like we discussed for the particular example. Based off this, Google will try to show. Dynamic search ad is something based off what category or what type of like landing pages you want to promote. You can actually provide it, tell that Google, this is what I want to do, and set it up. And Google will try to promote basis of what pages have been indexed on Google. It will try to promote it and bump it up as an ad. And finally, there's something called Google Smart Shopping. It is extremely important because it uses machine learning and everything is automated. All you have to do is provide ads, like product marketing images, like text copy, and like whatever products you want to like search for. You select the list of products you want to advertise for, and set it up automatically. You don't do anything else. Every single activity is taken care of by Google itself. It's all machine learning based ads. I'm going to play a small video.
Selling your products on Google has never been easier. Introducing Smart Shopping Campaigns. Smart Shopping Campaigns uses Google's machine learning technology to automatically drive sales and reach shoppers across Google sites and networks. Just set your campaign goal, and Google will take care of the rest, showing the right products from your inventory to the right customers at the right time. Smart Shopping Campaigns will automatically optimize to find customers who are more likely to convert and spend more. In early testing, advertisers who used smart shopping campaigns drove over 20% more conversion value at a similar cost. Smart shopping campaigns will save you time while helping you reach your business goal, so you can get back to what matters most to your business. Visit our help center to learn more about smart shopping campaigns.
So,
or check out
as I
our
was telling
tutorial
earlier, like
video on
smart
how to set
shopping
up
is an
your
automated,
smart shopping
like
campaign.
machine learning based ad format, which Google provides for us to leverage sales from it. So, generally, like what we have to do is once, so there is certain eligibility requirements are there for smart shopping. First of all, retargeting audiences should be available, because smart shopping will take care of dynamic retargeting, all retargeting, and as well as prospecting new customers. Every single activity, smart shopping itself will take care. You don't have to set up separate dynamic retargeting. Nothing is required. Smart shopping is more than capable of going after newer audiences, also retargeting of existing audience, visitors as well. It is capable of doing everything. You don't provide any like audiences per se, or Google will automatically do it for you. All you have to do is just choose the products and choose how much ROS kind of a bit you want to like get. Automatically Google will try to like run ads and get that kind of results for you. For you to be eligible, as I told, retargeting list should be enabled. You should have like retargeting visitors should be there minimum 100. And also you have to first start with ordinary shopping ads, right? Smart shopping is based on machine learning. Machine learning requires data hunt history. So what you have to do is run ordinary shopping, but not like get at least like 20-25 sales, around 25 sales over the last 45-day period. After this 25 to like sales over the last 45-day period, then Google will get some good enough data, and then Google will be like making smart shopping like eligible for you to be running on. Then you can start the smart shopping, and then you can turn off the regular shopping, and you can run and manage these kind of campaigns itself automatically. This smart shopping ads will run on search, display, YouTube, Gmail, across all Google channels. You can see here. And it helps, smart shopping campaigns helps in finding the right users and to deliver the best outcome for advertisers. Like people who are searching for your products, people who have viewed specific products or browsed your site, and new potential customers are shown recommended products based on the recent interest. So it can go after, like it can go for people who are searching, also retarget existing users. At the same time, it is also capable of going after like newer audiences based off their interest as well. You don't have to specify what interest and all. Google will do everything for you. Yeah. How does it work? So how does smart shopping work? How does a machine learning work? So let us see that. There are two things which is important for the Google to understand. One is what kind of Google will try to gather insights about the user based on what kind of search queries they actually do on Google search, and what time of the day and what type of behavior they do. And is there any specific seasonality which like a particular search query, a particular interest is spiking up or not? So Google try to gather those insights as well. And from which device, which location, which kind of placements and all people are visiting, what kind of content they're consuming and all, Google will try to gather all the insights about a particular user, and it will try to group every single user on Google based off all these activities, right? And then what Google does is at the same time, so retailer insights, like what audience list we have collected and kept. As I told, we need that retargeting list to be created and made available. Tags should be placed. Next is like what are the brands, what is the sales happening, what is the price and basket size, what is the product category, what is the ad creative, etc. And all will be information will be available. So Google Insights plus retailer insights, everything put together, Google will try to take advantage of machine learning and try to see based of all this, this is the right audience, and try to go after them. And it's more and more sales coming from a particular audience cohort which Google categorizes, will try to go after more of people similar profile. Everything is automated. Everything will be like done by Google itself, and you just have to optimize and then make sure that products aren't going out of stock, and set the right bids. Like maximus. If you set maximus conversion value, you don't have to worry about it. Google will automatically try to get like as much as returns as possible for you. But if you feel that you want to control how much returns you want, you can go for tier based bidding, target return on ad spend bidding. And as you saw, it helps in delivering better client results or compared to other campaigns. Smart shopping will help in delivering 30% more conversion value than others. So we just saw that it can go after across all Google Audiences network. You don't have to do specifically setting up any campaigns. Google will does it for you. And one more thing you have to understand is, so if you set up high target, for example, like I want 1000% result, 1000% of ad spends. For example, if I spend 10 rupees and if I get 10 rupees, it is 100%. If I get spend 10 rupees and I want 100 rupees worth of value to be sold, that means 1,000. So the more the ROAS you set, the like the scale of the sales will reduce. So when you have like when you set the lower ROAS, you'll be able to gather more, you'll be able to participate in more options and you'll be able to make more sales. That's how it works. So you have to identify the right budget. What is the maximum you can milk out of that? Beyond it, it may not work. So you have to see what is the right fit and what is the right ROAS and what is the right budget requiring to get the optimal results. That you have to experiment over a period of time and get it. And it is extremely important for you to understand one more thing. When you start day one, let us assume that you're starting a smart shopping. For a 14-day period, there's a learning period, and you should know like spends might happen. You may not get any sales at all. It is okay. Just don't touch it. Please don't touch it. That's my humble request. Don't touch it at all. For 14 days, you will never be able to get like good traction going on at all. After the 14-day period, for the next 40 days, the 15 to 28-day period, that is when there will be like sales start happening based off all the learnings. Google will try to find, first of all, for the 40-day period, Google will try to collect all the insights, try to find which cohort is it'll go after multiple cohorts and find which cohort is converting. For the next, after that, only the next 14 days, 15 to 28 is where, based off the learnings, you'll try to go after audiences who are likely to make a purchase a lot for you. That Google automatically will do it. For a 1 month, you need to wait for the campaign to learn and stabilize. And also something like conversion delay also might happen. So always check that like after 28 days is what you have to see what is the performance of the campaign. Until then, you should not be touching it. You have to trust machine learning. That's the only thing I can tell. Next is YouTube. Can YouTube also be used for e-commerce? Absolutely. Why? YouTube actually post has about 400 million monthly active users. It seems, as you can see here, the number of users are distributed across India. Hindi speaking market about 330 million, 5 South states 70 million, 6 metros, even Northeast, everywhere you can see people are distributed across. And there's something called TrueView for shopping ads. It's a very, very, very interesting product where a video will be playing and you can actually choose a set of products which can go along with the video, right? And it will be coming. And you'll be paying only when someone watches the entire ad. If someone skips that video, you will never be charged. Only when someone watches the video and then engage, that's when you'll be charged. And this is also one of the ways you can advertise on YouTube. And one more option is you do TrueView for action ads. So what happens is maximize conversions or target CPA as a bid you set up. This is the maximum cost per sale I want to acquire users for. And if you set it up, what does this like buy now, shop now, and then all the CTAs, and then the right side banner also will come, so that after the ads video ad gets over also for 5 seconds it will be staying, so that people can click and then come and make a purchase. They take a decision. That option is available. So if you want to try this also, can be tried. So any questions? Let's see, there are multiple chats on search. Okay, some of you are asking like, please go slow. Okay. It's all about recording only. Most of you have been asking questions. Maitri has asked like, there are multiple shopping. As the first, start with shopping ads, because that will be the best option. Once you build it, go to smart shopping. So that is the that is the best way you can get much sales. Happen. And also start bidding on brand keywords on search. Get started with that. Slowly you can build on others as well. That's how it will be. So yeah, Facebook actually charges by impressions only. Yes. Smart shopping automatically it will be available. So once you run ordinary shopping ad and once you build history, when you get a new shopping ad, an option will be available for you to be selecting smart shopping. You can choose that. Like with respect to Google alone, like I can explain later. So someone was asking like last two slides, basically on YouTube, Truview for shopping is something like you set up the video and you can select like few products related to the video you are promoting. And like people can actually watch the video and then see the list of, for example, Adidas. Adidas actually, like selling a particular product. Like latest shoes. Actually, I have actually like seen that ad where Adidas like latest shoe. There no product. Be about the entire ad is all about the new shoes they were launching. They were like multi. Like dynamic ad was going on, and then the same list of shoes, different colors was shown. What I did is I selected. I saw that I was convinced that this is really working. Like the shoes really good, and then I saw that list of like the shoes was available. Then I went ahead, then clicked it, and then went to the landing page and made a purchase. So this is also one of the ways where like true shopping ads work really well for us. And we'll be charged only when someone watches the video. If someone skips that video, you will not be charged. It is cost per view based only your bidding is going to be. So you don't have to worry about it at all. And there's something called TrueView for shop action ads where you will be bidding on cost per sale. Like you will tell that this is the cost per sale I want to acquire users for, and you have to set it up. That's all. Google will try to use machine learning and try to see if you can, if it can, find you or customers for you or not. So this is something you can try and see. Some business it might work, some business it may not work. Yeah. So that is with respect to Google. So I see I'm answering only with respect to Google ads at the moment. Others like answer later. And SEO is something I may not be covering. Only for paid advertising I'll be covering here. Others, like anything with respect to only like Google ads, for now I'm answering. Rest we'll see later. So now I'm going to shopping ads on Facebook. So why Facebook as a channel should be considered for shopping, right? So as you can see here, by 2021, it is expected that e-commerce industry will produce nearly like 5 trillion in sales, it seems. 5 trillion in sales. This is like a worldwide estimates. Among the channels used to invest those sales, Facebook has been called a must to invest in, right? Evidence seems to be the back that up, because last year, like over 7 million advertisers across the globe have spent about $55 billion on Facebook to reach over 2 billion of audiences who are part of like Facebook network, it seems. So many advertisers have pumped in so much of billions of dollars on Facebook ads to reach their audiences. So Facebook is one of the important channels and you can't miss it at any cost. So for us to set up the like Facebook ads, similar to Google Merchant Center, right? Google Merchant Center, I'm going to recap the the content about Merchant Center. Merchant Center actually acts as a mediator between website and the Google ads and try to have all the information about the products which you're actually trying to promote, and then use pass on the information to Google ads and try to promote it. Same way, you first of all, to run ads on Facebook, you need a Facebook Business Manager. Similar to Google ads, you have to create a Google ads account. Similar to that, you have to create a Facebook Business Manager and Facebook ad account, and Facebook page is extremely important. And also you have to create a catalog. This Facebook catalog is similar to Google Merchant Center. Similarly, like you can also find out how to set up product catalog at all, straightforward. So that is something you have to do it. So as I told, Facebook Business Manager has to be set, business page has to be created, Facebook Ads Manager account has to be created, and catalog has to be set up. Once it is done, you have to create pixels. Same Google Ads also, you have to create like retargeting pixel, conversion pixel, everything has to be created and placed on your website. Same way, even like a Facebook pixel also for retargeting, as well as the conversion pixel has to be placed across all pages on the website. Once it is done, you have to create multiple audiences. So for example, website visitors, Also add to cart visitors, checkout visitors, and then multiple purchasers. Also, like this, you have to create like multiple audience cohorts of your visitors so that you can like retarget them later, or also like create lookalike of those visitors, etc. Later you can do that. That is why it is extremely important for you to keep pixels and create audiences and keep everything ready. This is a very straightforward, very simple one. Yeah. So to run Facebook catalog, to set up catalog, all you have to do is like go to catalog manager. You can Google like catalog manager and then provide all the information about the particular product and then set it up. So, and also similar to the Shopify, everyone has the apps which helps in automating the feed information. You don't know how to do manually. Similarly, even like platform like Shopify, which Shopify team will be also helping you, that they have this option where they can sync all your products and with your ads manager account and streamline the process. The setting up the catalog manager is very easy with the help of Shopify Magento WooCommerce, where there is a provision for you to link and make sure that all the information about the products which are advertising is available and like passed onto the catalog. That is when you link it and set it up, it'll be like very easy. You don't have to do anything like manually at all. So please explore. If you have any doubts, you can always request the Shopify team, and they will help you in guiding you on this process of how to set up the catalog manager on Facebook. So when it comes to Facebook ads, one important thing you have to understand is funnel-based campaign only works really well on Facebook. I am repeating, this campaign works really well on Facebook. Because on Facebook there is no intent, isn't it? So because of that, like full funnel approach, like starting with the brand awareness campaign, creating audiences of those actually watched your video or something like that, creating that, and then like running ads for consideration, highlighting your like USPs and highlighting the competitors, etc. And then finally, like retarget them with a sales ad. So remarketing ad. So dynamic retargeting or whatever it is, you can set it up and do. So in this way, like the full funnel approach works extremely well on Facebook. That is something like majority of the big e-commerce brands actually do it. Rento Mojo is also one of the interesting case where they do a lot of this. And also, like you may ask, like like big brands, yes, they do. What about small brands? Yes, small brands also actually does really well. For example, like Frange for like t-shirts, it is a very small brand. So let me give a like a Frange. So Frange is like a startup brand which was started like like just before the lockdown, and even like they offer like really good premium t-shirts at a very affordable price. So that is what it is. So this brand actually like ran Facebook ads and then have been able to scale really well. I'm going to walk you through the case study shortly. Okay, so this is an example of an awareness campaign where you can run awareness campaigns excellent for introductory points, right? So to test whether cold audience, test with the cold audience that is not yet familiar with the product. So awareness campaigns are always targeted to audiences who are absolutely no idea who you are, because that is a major purpose of this awareness campaign, to build awareness for you, right? And typically the awareness campaigns are like cost, and the cost is like extremely lower. The CPMs and everything else is like much cheaper for you to do it. And then next is coming on consultation stage, where whoever watched, you'll be retargeting them, and then you'll be taking to the website and do lots of other activities as well. Finally, like Facebook conversion ads is something like product catalog ads, retargeting, and then highlight all the product information, and then you see like, that is extremely effective when it comes to conversion-based campaigns. Retargeting and then lookalike audiences. There are two options: retargeting and lookalike audiences are the ones which work extremely well on Facebook. When you ask me which audiences work on Facebook, how to target, how to get the best results out of the Facebook as a platform, retargeting and lookalike. These are the two key ingredients when it comes to Facebook ads. Retargeting of website visitors, page visitors, add to cart visitors, newsletter subscribers, etc. So you can do retargeting. if you have an existing customer base, you can upload it and then like create a lookalike of that as well. So these are the two things which will work really well. That is why I was suggesting a full funnel approach earlier for those who don't have a customer base. So similarly, like set up now ad with single image video. This is a single image video, and this is like a multi-image video, like collection videos, and also like the carousel. This is a carousel videos, like multiple images are there. Collection is also like like list of all full mobile. It will open a full screen experience with multiple products will be listed, similar to showcase shopping ads on similar lines. Now multiple options are available. You can always see. There is no one size fits all. If you ask me like which will work, I will not tell that this is the only thing you have to go for, because sometimes a single image also works compared to carousel. Sometimes carousel works well because it can add more credibility and more like convincing options for the customer, like your TG to be responding really well. So it is always best to experiment with the multiple like types of ad formats, image, video, etc., and then see which is giving the best results for you. Always do split test, A/B testing. Like for 50% of the budget on single image versus 50% budget on carousel, and see which is working. And the image versus video, you always lots and lots of split test as something you have to explore for you to succeed. So there are multiple options like not only use catalog dynamic ads, similar to dynamic retargeting. Even Facebook also provides an option for you to run dynamic retargeting ads as well. You can do that. So automatically show relevant items from your catalog to people who have shown interest on them online. Dynamic ads match item from your catalog with events on the Facebook pixel, the base pixel, which understands like visitors, add to cart, accordingly go after audiences other ways. Collection ad is something, an ad format that shows 4 items from your catalog under 2 hero image or video, it seems. So people can tap items to learn more or browse items. That's also an option available. Carousel ad is like multiple images you provide and people can choose whatever they want. So this all it does, like dynamics, you go to Google, like ads manager, click create catalog ads, and then you can select which feed for either going after newer audiences or going after retargeting audiences, and you can set it up dynamic ads as well. Similar to like this is our product, like you can see here multiple options available. So you can also do this Facebook shopping ads example, multiple images, play with style. What color are you today? Like this is an example, you can do it. So single product ads also, this is an example you can always explore. Always make sure that some best case practices, like details of the product or service when using like carousel ads, make sure that details of the product or service, price, key details and decision making are provided, like free shipping, same day shipping, COD available, easy returns, and experiment and refine the the ad text which you are providing, and also provide like high quality visuals and also provide videos and provide the right CTA. Providing all these, definitely you should be able to get like good traction from these campaigns. It's a bootstrapped Apple e-commerce startup, and they also used Shopify only as a platform and launched a few months before the lockdown only. The strategy is like what it is like driving brand awareness and new users via Facebook traffic ads, via awareness campaign, and then retargeting the visitors with the product catalog ads. By doing that, what Farhan was able to do is like drive about 70% sales from low-cost Facebook and Instagram ads, it seems. So Facebook and Instagram are much cheaper compared to others, and by retargeting the awareness stage audiences, they were able to drive like 70% more sales than average what they used to get, it seems. Apart from that, they were also focusing on since lots of people are brought in via Facebook awareness campaign, etc. Retargeting by Google dynamic ads and also running shopping ads also helped. YouTube ads also for awareness also was explored similar to Wave Goof like that. So by this, what happened is we were able, like France was able to increase the brand interest by 110%. So this is like brand lift study. And then increase the marketing ROS by 10x. 10x the returns they were able to increase, and 35% reduction in the cost per sale. So France, like a very small company, bootstrap apparel startup company, even they were able to succeed online. So if they can do it, you can also explore and see. And one more, like a Chumbak. So Chumbak is a well-known brand as well, like it's a lifestyle brand. And like during lockdown, that all the brands actually had had to pause the operations, isn't it? So during May end only, like some of the like e-commerce brands were allowed to target, like run non-essentials on like online. So that is when Chumbak team, they actually approached us and they told, so we want to run a stay home campaign using Instagram first approach, right? So what we did is like we actually like came up with really interesting target, like ad options where Instagram story sized GIF, which I'm going to play and show, carousel slides for every category. So we targeted custom audiences like website visitors, page followers, lookalike audiences, same, which I have been keep on stressing again, retargeting, lookalike, etc. Hope you all enjoyed and hope it was all valuable to you all.